Good day, Junior Techies, and welcome to this video looking at the worksheet question 4 of cellular respiration. My name is Mr. P, taking you through this and some of the other videos when it comes to this section. If you haven't yet, make sure you get your hands on the worksheet and worksheet memo. Theory booklet also super important when it comes to preparing for this section. So looking specifically now at worksheet question 4, we have an investigation that we're going to be looking at. And in every question that we get that has an investigative sort of side to it, we need to make sure we get context of the experiment. Okay, so this is an experiment and it's going to give us so much information as to how it was conducted, what the variables were, and what the ideas are behind it. So in other words, what were the scientific ideas or themes? So we need to make sure we get context. And you'll see here, I've only put up the context for us now, the extract, for us to analyze first, and then we look at the questions. So important. Get context first, then you look at the questions. Okay, so let's read through this very quickly. It says to us, study the extract below, and then answer the questions that follow. So this is titled Gas from Bugs. Okay? Right. At a sewage works, the filter bed systems produce water fit to return to the river. So there is the final end product. It is water fit to return to the river. And this is at a sewage works, so that you know that this is what they're dealing with. They're dealing with sewage. Next paragraph. Much of the solid material is settled out as sludge. Okay, good. The sludge digester provides warm, anaerobic conditions needed by bacteria involved in decomposing these solids. Okay, there's a lot of context for us, eh? Right? The sludge digester provides a warm, anaerobic environment needed by bacteria that are involved in the decomposing of these solids. So when we look at that heading again, gas from bugs, what do you think they're referring to there? Right, let's look at the third paragraph. The sludge contains organic chemicals. Right, organic chemicals. That's important for us. The first stage in the breakdown of organic chemicals produces simple organic acids. There's a product to that chemical reaction. Right, anyway, if the digester is warm enough, some of these molecules are broken down further into gases, mainly methane and carbon dioxide. Now, what do you think's breaking these substances down? If we refer back to the context we've been given. Right, last paragraph. When the digester is running well, a lot of methane gas is made. Methane can be used as fuel to heat the digester to 37 degrees Celsius. So that's obviously the optimum temperature for the functioning of these bacteria in the breakdown of these organic chemicals in this sludge digester. Right, last sentence. Usually there is enough spare gas to heat the offices and buildings too. And this is obviously of the sewage works that we're referring to now. All right, so we got a lot to work with in this context. All right, now let's have a look at what the questions are going to be. Just highlighting a few of the important points to remember in this context so that we can look ahead here. Excuse me. 4.1. Name the organism involved in the reaction in the sludge digester. This is a 1-mark question, and if you'll remember, there's only one organism here that we've referred to in our context. And what are we looking at? Bacteria. What does the organism named in 4.1 feed on? The decomposing solids, but more importantly, I could say the organic chemicals that are found in these decomposing solids. So the organism named in 4.1, the bacteria, feed on the organic chemicals, the decomposing solids. or the waste in the sludge digester. But anyway, let's move on to questions 4.3. Name the type of respiration that takes place in the organism named in 4.1. Now there's one type of respiration that we read in our context here. The warm, or the sludge digester, provides warm anaerobic conditions for this reaction to take place. So it's anaerobic respiration. And we're only the examiner here in this context would only really be looking for the word anaerobic. Question 4.4. State two conditions that are ideal for the type of respiration named in 4.3. And here we're looking at the fact that it is anaerobic. So we look at the fact that it is warm enough, and obviously that there is no oxygen present because it is anaerobic. Now the warm conditions is given to you in the context, but the fact now that you know it is anaerobic, the other condition here is the absence of oxygen in the environment, because otherwise it would become aerobic, which is a completely different chemical reaction in understanding in the context of this investigation. Question 4.5. Here we look at the word explain. There's a different action word now in this question. In previous question, question 3, we were working with the word describe, and now we're having a look at explain. Here it talks to us about, or the question asks us, explain one energy benefit of the digester. So this is dealing with the what and the why. That's why there's 2 marks. The what and the why. So the what of this is that the digester produces methane gas. That's the what. The why is methane gas to benefit is that it can be used to warm the digester as well as offices and buildings. Okay, so there is our explanation. It's the what and the why. The what is the fact that it produces methane gas, or the end of this process results in methane gas, and the methane gas can be used to either heat the digester, or the excess gas can be used to heat the offices and the buildings as well. So that's important for us. Okay, last question, question 4.6, another explain question. Explain why the digester is kept at 37 degrees Celsius. Now we need to deal with the what and the why. So what is 37 degrees Celsius? It is the optimum temperature. The optimum temperature. And now we got to explain the why. So that's the what. The why. Why is 37 degrees Celsius the optimum temperature? Because this is the temperature that the bacteria function optimally at in their role in the sludge digester. In other words, for the decomposition of those organic chemicals, the production of this methane and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is not so important for us. It's actually one of those, I would say, those byproducts that are not so great for the environment, but the methane gas can be used as a fuel, and there's the benefit. So when we talk about explain why the digester is kept at a temperature of 37 degrees Celsius, 37 is the optimal temperature. And the why is because that optimal temperature allows the bacteria to function optimally in their breaking down of those organic chemicals to produce methane gas. Right, great stuff. Let's just write down our answers. Okay, for question 4.1, name the organism. There we've got bacteria. 4.2, it's the organic waste or the chemicals, organic chemicals. 4.3, name the type of respiration. Anaerobic, brilliant. 4.4, state 2 conditions that are ideal for the type of respiration. Now remember, we said that it's anaerobic, so no O2, no oxygen, and the fact that it is warm enough. 4.5, explain one energy benefit. Methane is released, and it is used as a fuel. So there's the benefit. 4.6, 37 degrees Celsius is the optimum temperature. That is the what. And then the why is for bacteria to thrive, to do their job well. Right, Junior Techies, I hope that this has helped in your understanding of how to do a question analysis to make sure that we are addressing all parts of the question to get maximum results at the end of the day. Please make sure that you do join us for some of the other videos in the section. Get your hands on the worksheet and the worksheet memo, theory booklet, also super important. If you can get your hands on those, fantastic. Work through those questions and make sure that you are as prepared as you possibly can be for your final assessment at the end of the year. Thanks again, Junior Techies. I do hope to see you again.